is a huge issue, strengthening the diaphragm and breathing fully. When we breathe shallow into the upper lobes of our lungs, we're breathing into the sympathetic area. That's sympathetic. Parasympathetic is getting into the deeper bottom lobes of our lungs. So big breath in through your nose, and of course, always out through your nose. You hear some people saying breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. No, you want to take advantage of the pressure that it has to slow the breath out to get the breath into the lower bases of the lungs.
Yeah, it makes sense because it's got filters in there. The little nose hairs are supposed to filter out the air we breathe in. So it's not that we want to breathe in through our mouth, and it would make sense we don't want to breathe out through our mouth either. Now, so some of the key takeaways here so far we've talked about are like, yeah, we definitely want to get in protein in the right amount. We want to start keeping the tongue up on the upper palate and focusing on that breath in and out through the nose, strengthening the diaphragm with breath work. What about mouth taping? How do you feel about that? That's a big movement. Do you think that that's something that people would want to incorporate?
I do encourage my clients to do that. But I don't just arbitrarily say, go and tape your mouth. What I do is I get them to work during the day with it. And when they can have their mouth taped during the day and go about an activity, breathing only through their nose without feeling anxious, and they can do that for at least 2 minutes straight, then I say, okay, I think you're ready now to go and tape your mouth at night. So even if I'm recommending a CPAP or anything that I recommend for people, I always get them to work it through during the daytime when there isn't that pressure that I have to get to sleep, because you're already in a state when you're in that mindset. So we work through during the day. We use peppermint oil. So first I give them peppermint oil in the hand. Breathe it in, couple deep breaths with the peppermint. Tell yourself you are completely safe. This is a wonderful experience. This is so you're correlating the scent to calm and safety and pleasure. And I've learned a lot of this from Lois Laney. You can check her out on that. She's amazing when it comes to the cranial nerves. And so I follow a lot of her techniques, which is the peppermint oil on the end of a Q-tip, and start putting that up your nose to get the brain turned on and the nose turned on, to just start to get this working again. And we're born as nasal breathers. We instinctively know how to breathe through our nose, but through our habits, we got out of that. So we work to get that turned on and people feeling safe breathing through their nose first. If we tape, I always tell them put a little tab at one side so you can easily open it if you need to. Don't take it off, open it. Take a deep breath till you feel calm and safe again, and then cover it up again and continue. And for people who are lifelong, I remember when I was working into getting back into nasal breathing, it took me 4 months. It took me 4 months of effort. So I think people should realize it's not an overnight thing. When you're trying to repattern something, it takes time, but it is so worth the effort. When you have those first few nights of sleeping with your mouth closed, breathing through your nose, and you wake up feeling like $1,000,000, you're like, where has this been all my life?